Listening to the point that sometimes we don't even have to say anything. We're just taking in what it is that is being said to us and communicated to us. My brothers and my sisters, we have to learn to listen. That's why I commend you and commend to you the book, Richard Foster's book, Celebration of Discipline. Because by learning this spiritual formation and learning about these disciplines, we learn how to turn off and tune out so we can tune in.
Right.
Sometimes we need to just learn to just turn that tune off. We have so many stations nowadays, on cable and satellite and what have you. We're just constantly watching TV. And if it's not satellite, we're watching Netflix and our CDs and our DVDs and what have you, movies. We're constantly consumed by TV, consumed by media in various forms of media. We are listening to radios, and we have MP3 players, and we have, well, nobody listens to a CD player Walkman anymore, I don't think. But MP3s and iPods and iPads and downloads on our phones and Pandora and internet radio and all of this, we are constantly connected and tuning in to all these different forms of media and what have you, that we just have a hard time tuning out and tuning in. As a matter of fact, some people have to have the TV on 24/7. They can't have silence in the home or wherever it is they are. They can't have silence. They constantly have to hear a noise, have noise, something in the background, or else it just seems abnormal to them. As a matter of fact, some people can't go to sleep unless they have the TV on, and will leave the TV on all night. Can't have silence. Some people have to sleep with the TV, some people have to sleep with music. So some people even have to turn on the fan so they can hear the sound of the fan and so on and so forth in order to soothe them. My brothers and my sisters, my whole point is this: we need to learn how to tune out so we can tune in, and sometimes it means sitting in silence. It is in silence that we can learn to condition ourselves to hear that small, still voice that speaks to us. Some of us can't hear that small, still voice because we've got too many other voices in our heads. Some of us walk around and driving around, and all we hear is Lil Wayne, or Nicki Minaj, or Drake, or Beyonce, or whomever it is that we like listening to, the Isley Brothers, Luther Vandross, whomever. We have all these voices that are in our heads. It's almost as if we are conditioned. I know people that walk around that just constantly respond and react, even though there are no external voices and no external sounds. They have been so conditioned by the music and the movies and the media that they have it in their head. They'll walk around bobbing their heads and meeting. People ask me, "What are you listening to?" It's music in my head. It's music in my mind. Because we have all this stuff that we take in, we have not learned to become comfortable with just being still and being silent. We've got to learn how to turn all that other stuff off so that we can tune in to God. Are you hearing me on that? We have to listen. The only way that we can listen, my brothers and my sisters, is if we discipline ourselves. Some of you are listening to music in your head right now. Yeah, you are. Some of you are playing movies in your mind right now, or you have become so influenced by certain TV shows and characters that you know their lines. And you are saying their lines or even talking in their voice right now in your head. I know it because I see it all the time. I've got children. There are certain voices and personalities from the TV that when they talk, they're talking in their voice. Or little sayings that these people say, they constantly find themselves saying it in commercials and different things. They're spewing out because it's so in their head. We got to learn to get all that stuff out and tune out so we can tune in. We got to learn to listen. That's what Abram did. He listened. The Bible says that God and the Lord had said to Abram. That means God spoke. He was speaking to this man, and he told him, get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's household, and I will show you, I will make you a great nation, so on and so forth. My brothers and my sisters, he listened, but let me give you the second thing that he did, and what we must do. Lean. He listened to God, but then he also leaned on God. What do you mean by that, Pastor? To lean on God means that you rely on God. To lean on God means you trust in God. You depend on God. It's kind of like me leaning on this podium right now. All of my weight has been shifted in such a way that if this podium were to move or be moved, I would fall because all of my dependence and my trust, my weight is on this podium. I'm leaning and relying on this podium. My brothers and my sisters, that's how we have to live our lives. Where we are leaning on God. The truth be told, many of us are leaning on our own ability. Many of us are trusting and leaning on the money that we have earned. The money you have in the bank, the money you have invested, the money you have in your pocket, your financial portfolio, you're leaning on that, you're relying on that, you're depending on that. Some are relying and leaning on the name that they've made for themselves in society. Some people are leaning and relying on relationships, their homes and the material wealth and all of that. And my brothers and my sisters, if you do not learn anything else today, you need to learn this, is that you cannot rely on money. You cannot rely on material. You cannot rely on your good name. And you cannot rely on other human beings. Because you will find yourself sadly discovering that no matter how much money you have, that money has limitations. You can be as wealthy as Warren Buffett or even Bill Gates, and seemingly can buy anything that you want. But you will sadly discover, my brothers and my sisters, that while yet money can buy you the finest watch that ever has been made, money cannot buy you time. Money can buy you the best health care plan and insurance that you can find, and the best physicians in the best facility. But money can't buy you good health. Money, my brothers and my sisters, can buy you a bad house. I mean a really nice house. As a matter of fact, multiple houses. But money can't buy you a home. Money, unfortunately, can buy you a man or a woman. But money cannot buy you a true love, wife, husband. There's a lot of things that money can buy, but the things that are most important and that mean the most, money can't buy. Yeah, you may have made a good name for yourself, but just let one scandal, let one rumor, let one misstep take place, and that good name you made for yourself is gone. And the people that sing and celebrate you one moment will hate on you the very next. My brothers and my sisters, you can't rely on your good name. Not only can you not rely on money, you can't rely on your good name and all of that, you can't even rely on other human beings. Because people come and people go. People seemingly love you one day, and the next day they fall out of love. And if you are solely relying